Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-August 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Leo. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages that I receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you going into the end of this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post future videos. But let's go ahead and get started. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close. So last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take a general look at what's happening for the remainder of August. We're also going to do a money column, a love column, and the 5th and final column, we're going to do a message from our future self or spirit guide, so something to carry into the remainder of August. We're also going to do 3 yes or no questions, a crystal of the month, and a healing note for you. Let's see here, Leo, taking a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close. We have the card Specialization. This is an interesting one. It's not one I get very often, but this is like focusing in on something. This is refining your skills in something, refining your directive. This could also be applying skills that you have in other areas of life. Really interesting card. Very, very intelligent card. Very strategic card. Let's see what messages we have coming underneath this, though. Again, on the last few weeks or month. Okay, the first card that we have is the Moon card. The Moon card is a card of trusting your intuition. Anytime we have the face and the sun like that, it's a good reminder that we need to be following our intuition, trusting our gut. The Moon is also, though, like a card of a curveball, like something that we didn't see coming. It can also be a card of like delusion or secret, like you're not getting the full picture, like you don't see this curve in the road, you don't see this other piece of information that's coming. And it's interesting because this card is then followed by the Page of Swords, and the Page of Swords is like our card of secrets or truth coming out. So this is like prying eyes, trying to find truth, seeking truth. But the nice thing with the Page of Swords, there is truth coming out. So it seems like there was some sort of hidden piece of information, but now truth has come out with the Page of Swords. And you could have like found out this truth in kind of a roundabout way. The Page of Swords is like a gossipy drama, water cooler talk. So again, you could have found kind of a backwards way into this information. At the bottom here, we have the 3 of Cups. The 3 of Cups is a card of friendship, celebration, circle of support. You see these people actually, the 3 of them standing in a circle. You may have found this information out through a friend group, or you could have gone to this circle of support once you found out this information. This is also a card of celebrations, though, so I don't know, like, that this is bad news that you found out. This is news they think you wanted. This celebration could be unrelated to the news, but it does seem like there was some sort of celebration that happened these last few weeks as well. Let's clarify this row and see what other messages I can give you here. Okay, the first card we have is the 10 of Wands. The 10 of Wands is a card of stress, exhaustion, having too many burdens. When I see this card, it's very, very busy. It's very overwhelming. So much happening. With the 10 of Wands, it's important to make sure that we make time for ourselves. And I feel like this curveball or this hidden information really could have come as a surprise or been kind of overwhelming at the time. The next card that we have is the 3 of Cups. So we just talked about the 3 of Cups. If you've watched my readings before, you know I always like when we get the same cards multiple times. It's kind of like the universe saying I said what I meant. So again, this information came from the circle of friends or was shared with the circle of friends. And it does feel like, again, this was like celebration worthy, whatever this news that we found out, this truth that we found out. And then at the bottom here, we have the Ace of Cups. Anytime we have an Ace card, it is a card of newness. In the case of Ace of Cups, this is typically new baby, relationship, marriage, proposal. So that's very well what we could have been celebrating as well. There does seem to be, again, some sort of new relationship or advancement of a relationship. So nice to see that new energy there at the bottom. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is just general, what's coming for the remainder of August. We have the card Fragments, and Fragments means two different things. One of the meanings to this card is, like, as life events happen, we keep a little piece of that event, good or bad, with us as we move forward. And Leo, so what this is saying is, like, these once possibly painful events then turn into wisdom, make us smarter. So the way we react is almost like a product of our environment. All of these little things have shaped us along the way. So this is like speaking to past experiences that are now shaping us going forward. But it's also like a positive too. Like, we learned from this, so we respond differently in this current situation. With the Fragments card, this is also like getting bits and pieces of information, maybe not having the full picture or the full story. But let's see what messages come through here. Okay. The first card that we have is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is a very reliable card. It's also a card of patience and hard work. When I see this card, it's kind of like stay heads down, keep pushing forward. We're often on the point where, like, the Knight of Pentacles, our hard work is going to be paying off. So it's important to stay persistent, stay reliable, continue to work hard in these moments. It's like you're almost like at the top of the hill where we will be rewarded when we see the Knight of Pentacles. I will say it's going to be a busy month just with the pairing of the Seven of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles. It just seems like a lot's going to happen going into these last few weeks. We have the Seven of Cups next, which is too many choices. Can indicate commitment issues, but if you look at this card, there's something different happening in each of these cups. So again, it's busy. There's a lot of things in flight. There's a lot of options. There's a lot of paths. There's just a lot happening. But make sure you don't lose sight of what you're working on. Again, make sure you're kind of staying heads down and working, staying focused there. The next card that we have is the Knight of Swords. If you look at this card, both the horse and rider are moving very quickly here. This is a card of a very fast lifestyle change. I can't use my words today. Sorry, Leo. But again, this is some sort of fast change that's coming in. But in general, the month is already going so fast. Let's see what messages what other messages we can share here. The first card that we have is the Death card. The Death card doesn't mean death, but it does indicate a transformation, a big change. We just talked about with the Knight of Swords that there's some fast change that's coming. But again, with the Knight of Pentacles, it's like we're at the top of this hill and soon you're going to be rewarded. And I think the reward is going to be this change or this transformation that you've been hoping for. So definitely continue to keep pushing forward, continue to keep working hard. I know there's so much going on this month though. The next card that we have is the Queen of Swords, or excuse me, the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very confident and very self-assured. And this is an interesting card, and I feel like it's easy for us all to kind of lose some self-confidence or that ability to self-assure ourselves, but it is so important. So as things get a little bit more challenging, as things get busier this month, as so many things come up, we have to be just confident in what we're doing. Confident that we have everything taken care of, and provide ourselves with some of that assurance that's needed. It's interesting too because the Seven of Cups is like a non-committal card, like you're not ready to commit to one path or in this instance one cup. But the Queen of Wands is saying like, you got to make a decision and you got to go with it. You got to be confident with it. The next card that we have is the Queen of Pentacles. The Queen of Pentacles is very resourceful, which I always like to see this. So this is about being resourceful with the resources you have. Potentially there could be new money coming in or a position that allows you to have more time. There seems to be, again, the shift tied to resources, so we like to see that, whether it's time, energy, money, you name it, whatever those valuable resources are for you. The Queen of Pentacles is also a very domestic type card, so this could be an indicator of a new relationship or an advancement of a relationship. We were talking about that there. Also a card of fertility, so lots of love and relationship and fertility energy there. Now let's take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, anything that you associate with money. The first card that we have is the Queen of Cups. The Queen of Cups is a card of healing, supporting. The interesting thing about this card, though, is if you look at this cup, it's not really a cup, it's more of a trophy. And this trophy is you, Leo. I feel like you're in a position where you are very valued, very respected at work. You very likely could be getting some sort of award or recognition too with this trophy coming into play. For some of you, this could be like getting a diploma as well. That seems to be a message that's coming through. The next card that we have is the Fool card. The Fool card is a card of new beginnings. It's fresh hope, taking chances, going on a new path or adventure. This could be a new job, a new opportunity. This could be a new step. Again, now that you have your diploma here. But when I see this is new opportunities, and I encourage anybody when I see this card to pursue those new opportunities. And at the bottom here, we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is a very studious, hard-working card. This could also be an indicator of volunteer work. So some of you could be doing some volunteer work going into the end of this month, which is really exciting. I always love myself some good volunteer time. But remaining hardworking, and it's almost like your hard work has led to this new beginning, to this recognition, to this completion. Let's see what other messages I can provide you, though, in this column. The first card we have, our first clarifier, is the Two of Wands. This is a card of waiting for results. I feel like you've been waiting for this recognition. You've been waiting for this graduation. You've been waiting for this trophy. And it's finally here. You may have even just been waiting for this appreciation, to feel valued and appreciated for the work that you do. But the time is here, which is nice. But again, it's expressing that there was a waiting period associated with this. This is also a card of travel plans, so you could be traveling to a graduation, you could be traveling for work, you could be traveling to this conference for this recognition, but definitely some travel associated with that Two of Wands as well. The next card we have is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. If you take a look at this card, this person didn't build a wall around themselves, but they did build like a fence, and this fence is filtering in good things and excluding bad things. And the nice thing about this is with this new opportunity, you get to have boundaries that you didn't have before. This is like truly a fresh start where maybe you're working 60 hours a week before, and with this new place, you're going to put in 35 or 40. Maybe you were underpaid, and this is your opportunity to reset boundaries of your worth in terms of pay. This new opportunity is leading to new boundaries, and for some people boundaries sound scary, but again, this is doing for you, protecting you. So excited to see these boundaries. Then at the bottom here we have the Sun card. In terms of good cards in the tarot deck, it really truly does not get better than the Sun card. The Sun card is material happiness, joyous outcomes, success. Absolutely go after this new opportunity. Things just look super promising as it relates to work, education development, career, money, you name it. Really stellar card to end on there. Now let's take a look at our next card, which is anything related, or excuse me, our next column, which is anything related to love. So think family, friends, relationships, children, whatever you associate with when you think of love. The first card we have is the Chariot. The Chariot is a card of action and change. Somebody once described this to me as the vroom vroom card, and it means things are moving. It means things are going. So I feel like we're on this journey. One thing that's interesting with the Chariot is you don't always know where you're going. You know where you've been, but you have to trust that the Chariot's taking you to the right place. So if you are feeling a little lost in terms of love or having children or even family, friendships, whatever it may be, trust that the Chariot is taking you on the appropriate journey, taking you to the right place there. The next card that we have is the Six of Wands. The Six of Wands is a card of victory, award, recognition, good news, success. We have a lot of like celebration, victory, award cards this month, which is awesome. Perhaps you are trying to have a baby. This is a great card for you. Maybe there's somebody you really like and you want to enter into a relationship with you. This is going to signify that success. Perhaps you want to get married. This is a great card for you. It's like whatever you're wanting in love, this is saying there's going to be success around it. Then at the bottom we have the Eight of Pentacles. I know the Eight of Pentacles is typically associated with money or working, but this is a card of mastering your craft, enjoying your employment. I always tell people this is like the work smarter, not harder card. But when I see this card, this is a card of your hard work paying off. So again, whatever you've been wanting, we're now getting. It's going to be successful. All the effort, time, energy you've put in has been worthwhile. Let's see here what other messages we have. Starting at the top clarifier there, we have the Fool card. So lots of new beginnings. You have new beginnings in both your money and love column here. The Fool card is that card of fresh hope, taking chances, going on a new path or adventure, new beginnings. And again, the Chariot is going to take you exactly where you need to be, so don't question it. And of course, when we see the Fool cards, always, always, always go after this new opportunity. The next card we have is the Eight of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles is a card of mastering your craft, enjoying your employment. Again, it's that work smarter, not harder energy. This is, again, saying your hard work is paying off double, times two. Everything you've put in, you're going to be getting back, Leo. At the bottom here, we have the Knight of Swords. This is, again, that card of the horse and rider moving very quickly. And something's going to change fast. Like, maybe you've wanted a baby forever and it just hasn't happened, and bam, it's going to happen. Maybe you've been in a relationship for a really long time and you're like, are they ever going to ask me to marry them? It's going to happen. Or maybe you've been looking for this relationship or trying to create a relationship with somebody and all of a sudden it's going to happen. So like other things we talked about, it's going to be a busy, fast-paced month. Love is going to be no different here for you. Now moving on to our next column, we are going to take a look at a message from our future self or spirit guide, so something to carry into the end of the month with you, into the end of August. We have the card Connection. Connection is about connecting with yourself, connecting with the world, connecting with those around you. But this is like a really, truly deep connection. This is connecting beyond the superficial level. Let's see what messages come through with this. The first card that we have is the Magician. The Magician's one of those cards that's really good to have no matter where we have it in the reading. This is a card of focused creativity, inspired actions. It's all about turning your visions into reality. There's nothing that's impossible with the Magician card. It's literally saying whatever you want, Leo, you can have. So make sure you're very focused on what you want. We're also entering into a nice period of balance and harmony with the Temperance card. I like Temperance anywhere in the reading too, because so often there is an area or an aspect of our life that is out of balance, that's out of whack, is out of harmony. So anytime I see this card, I love to see this additional balance and harmony coming back into play. And at the bottom here, we have the Two of Cups. The Two of Cups is another love card. So many love cards in this reading. This is a romantic love, a card of partnership, proposal, marriage. I feel like I'm kind of beating the dead horse. I've said that so many times too in this reading. Really wonderful love energy coming in for you. Let's see what clarifiers we have. The first clarifier we have is the Seven of Wands. The Seven of Wands is a card of feeling like you need to defend yourself. And sometimes I see this, like when somebody really wants something, but other people don't necessarily support your idea or your vision. And we need to have that separation. We need to not think about that. This is about what you want, focusing on what you want. And the message I'm getting here is do not think about or worry about those external influences. The next card we have is the King of Swords. The King of Swords is very intentional, very strategic, very long-term. I like to see this especially on the Temperance because this is like entering into a new chapter of balance and harmony. This isn't going to be short-lived. This is something that's going to go on for some period of time. Again, that King of Swords is a long-term type energy. This is also a card of seeking professional help anytime we have the King of Swords. I'll give the example, let's say you're having car trouble. Well, don't hesitate to take it to a mechanic. Or if you feel like you need relationship counseling, go find a counselor. Whatever it may be, that could give you that additional balance and harmony by having that professional support. And last but not least, at the bottom here, we have the Wheel of Fortune. For those of you who've watched my videos before, you know the Wheel of Fortune is one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. It's a card of good luck, good fortune, and it indicates a turning point. So definitely these next few weeks, there's no doubt about it, absolutely a turning point in love for you. Now, at this point, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. We're going to use that Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. For question number 1, we have the 9 of Clubs. This is number 26 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the 4 of Hearts. This is number 17 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 3 is the 8 of Spades. This is number 32 card. That's going to be yes as well. So yes, 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 all the way across there for you, Leo. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, which is a crystal to keep with you through the month of August. Your crystal this month is Emerald, which is good for harmony, beauty. It opens you up to yourself. It opens you up to a partner. It's very revitalizing and gives you an overall sense of togetherness. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Stones deck, or excuse me, Healing Notes deck. Your card says, the body heals with play, the mind heals with laughter, and the spirit heals with joy. Thank you so much, Leo, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Subscriptions, again, help me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you feel inclined to make a donation. Thank you so much, Leo, and I hope that you have a wonderful rest of your August.